Makadi mose muri Zimbabwe kusangana zvekare pano pachivhitivhiti chenyu patinokupai nyaya nemalatest updates anenge achiitika munyika yeZimbabwe. Let us take a look mune zviri kuitika mune zvematongerwo enyika munyika yeZimbabwe. Right, pane yatira kuti tinge tichingokuonesai munge muchiziva chokwadi nekuti ruzhinji rweZimbabwe havanyatsoziva chokwadi pazvinhu zvinenge zvichiitika munyika yeZimbabwe. Naizvozvo toda kuti munge muchiziva chokwadi chiri pano because isusu tinenge tichikuonesai nyaya. Panapa, according to Works News, the news works, given that President Emerson Mnangagwa survived a grenade attack at White City Stadium in Bulawayo in June 2018 at the hands of those close to him, as he insists it was an inside job, and months after that a coup bid in January 2019, while Vice President Chiwenga survived a poisoning incident by some in the system. In 2019, the President and his deputy deserve an Oscar for political theater. ED and VP Chiwenga are at each other's throats over leadership succession in ZANU-PF. Their succession battle has been protracted, dirty and deadly amid delicate political brinkmanship, and it's dangerously intensified behind the scenes, away from public optics, amid it and unity between them. Ndofunga muri Zimbabwe muri kuzvinzwira zvinhu zvatiri kutaura panapa, ndo mamiriro akaita situation iri munyika yeZimbabwe. Saka zvinhu izvi zvinhu zvokuti zvinoda nyika kuti ibatane ibvise bato reudzvanyiriri rakafanana neruri ravaEmerson Mnangagwa navaChiwenga. Naizvozvo ndo nyaya iripo. So vakuru ava vane nguva yakareba vachiita makakatano avo vachinetsana, asi zvese zvemunozviziva izvi. But let us go back panyaya yegrenade reku White City Stadium kuBulawayo. Right, according to nyaya yegrenade, inyaya yakangofanana nenyaya yakataurika manje apa itaurwa kunzi pane track ranga raplandwa kuti ringe richibatwa rine zvombo, rikabatwa rine zvombo robva raningirikina, rikabatwa rine zvombo robva apo hapanzi paakutosungwa munhu ponzi Chiwenga anga achida kuplota coup, anga achiita sei. Right, nyaya idzodzo muri Zimbabwe ndo nyaya dzakafanana nebhomba reku White City Stadium. Bhomba reri rakaplandwa naED aitoziva munhu anga ari target anga ari Chiwenga paipa, anga asiri ED. So the news works inotaura zvaisingazive sometimes. Munhu anga ari target anga ari Chiwenga. After that pakaputika bhomba reri vakatadza kuponda Chiwenga paipa. After that, after White City bomb, ndo patakazoona Chiwenga achirwara. Ndo pakazopoison, vakati no, tamutadzira nebhomba ngatiise poison. Papoison ndobva vataura kuti aiwa murume uyu paachatodzoka kubva kuChina richadzoka ari kofini, garai makaseta kofini padhuze. Ndobva adzoka ari musutu, asiri mukofini, ndokudzoka ari musutu. Saka muri Zimbabwe zvinhu hazvina kumira zvakanaka, zvinhu hazvina kukatsikana munyika yeZimbabwe. Ndo mamiriro azvakaita. Saka isu tangoya tikuonesei, zvisinei isusu tinokupaiwo mamwe updates atinenge tinawo panapa anenge ari vana vari kunze kwenyika, vari kunana UK, atinokupai kuti munge muchiona zvinenge zviripo. Saka ndo mamiriro azvakaita.
On the table and invited us as a people to try and interpret it. But there are things, that get put, before us that do not necessarily need an interpretation, because it would be a waste of time, because they are as clear as a goat is behind. You can actually see. He's telling us a message. He's telling us, so many things, that leadership in itself and as a standalone concept is something that is not validated by duration. Because a leader can come today and go tomorrow. It is not validated by discernment. And when it's pointing out to the aspect of continuation, being something that can result in collective harm, then we get to a point where we get to ask the moral question and not just a political question. Where are we being taken to? And who is responsible for this journey that we are being forced to embark on? Because we never asked for this. Zimbabwean people did not even ask for this. You did not even ask for this. I didn't even ask for this. But there's a lot, ladies and gentlemen, that is being said by these people, one coming from an academic field and the other one coming from, the other field, presenting narratives that seem to converge to one single point, which is that of succession issues in ZANU-PF. And as the Zimbabwean people being dragged into this succession battle against our will, because we are not all ZANU-PF, supporters. I don't care if Mnangagwa goes tomorrow. I don't care. I will not even lose sleep that Mnangagwa is gone because I want him gone anyway. So when I'm looking at this parable and this analysis, put them side by side, there's something powerful that is emerging, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the crux of the matter today. And this is where we want to zone in on, and this is what needs to be central to the conversation that we are going to be having, tonight. Time and time again, we have discussed this matter pointing to the same fault line, and this is what these guys are doing. Time and time again, we have tried to eliminate a certain tension that is existing in Zimbabwe, a tension of ZANU-PF being controlled by a few oligarchs, wanting to exert their influence on the electoral system of Zimbabwe such that they take control of that system and do whatever it is that they want. And that right there is creating a tension. And this is the same tension that these two are eliminating. In addition to that, in mitigating, they are saying we need to do something about this. Because the warning is very clear. Even though it's being spoken in different languages, one is a parable, one is an analysis, an analysis. One thing remains true and factual, that us as Zimbabwean people, we have entered a period where constitutional change, party succession, and the moral responsibilities of leadership are colliding. It's like a comet. Sibanda is highlighting institutional danger in the sense of us as a people risk or being put in a position whereby we are using the national structures of Zimbabwe to solve party problems. And then Chiwenga is coming in with the moral danger. The risk of extending time in ways that can invite misjudgment and unintended consequences. This is what these two gentlemen are talking about. One is speaking to the institutional danger, the risk of using national structures to solve a party problem. The other is speaking to the moral danger, the risk of extending time in ways that invite misjudgment and in ways that invite unintended consequences. And when you put these two things together, and what we have been echoing all along as a people, we are only revealing one thing alone. And that thing is Zimbabwe is standing at a crossroad. We are at a crossroad. But us being at a crossroad does not necessarily mean there is no silver lining. There is a very powerful one, which is the one that we've always spoken about every time that I open the space. Your reaction as a people, the scrutiny that we give, the refusal to accept the inevitability that we get told that a country is a done deal. And we are now referring it as CA3, Constitutional Amendment 3. The day before yesterday, I said those narratives must be rejected. And we must continue and insist on asking the hard questions. By so doing, by doing these things, that I've spoken about, reacting as a people, casting, a critical eye, a critical lens, refusing to accept the inevitability of what we are being told, and insisting on asking hard questions. What we are demonstrating and what we need to demonstrate to these people is to tell them that we are awake as a people. The nation is awake to your shenanigans. The nation is aware and it is seeing what you are doing, what you are trying to do. We need them to come to a realization of knowing that we as a nation, we as a people, we as Zimbabweans, we are understanding that the constitution of Zimbabwe is not just an administrative document. It's a covenant. And the moment that we begin to see this document as a covenant, we are going to demand vigilance. I'm demanding vigilance from the Zimbabwean people. I'm demanding vigilance from you to stand up and be counted. We are not powerless at this moment. In this moment, this is the moment that we have to demand our power. We have to reconvene as a people and demonstrate our power, because this moment calls for that. This moment is not calling for spectators. Our future is not predetermined. This is the message that we need to send to them. So whether we are going to be doing this through civic engagement, public discourse, or constitutional literacy, ladies and gentlemen, we, the people of Zimbabwe, we still have, or we still hold, that final word on what kind of political culture we are willing to accept. We are not second-class citizens. We can never accept any mediocre. Mediocrity is not on the table and the only solution here. So when I was thinking about this topic,